Elite Facts presents. Check out these roads you'll never want to have to drive on. 10. Zojila, India. This road in India sits at nearly 12,000 feet up in the air and runs in the Himalayan mountains. When you see images like this, it's evident it's no country lane. It's around 9 kilometers long, and if you're not used to it, it can cause head and earaches, it's so high up. During winter, the entire pass is often closed, with only military personnel allowed through. The pass takes an incredible 2 months to completely clear before it's okay to use again. The road is the gateway to the people of Ladakh and is what keeps them in touch with the rest of the world. It'd be a great place to go when the zombies arrive. That is, only if you're an extremely confident driver. Just look at how close to the edge the vehicles get to. It's literally a single lane of crumbling dirt. 9. The Karakoram Highway, China. Karakoram Highway is believed to be the highest paved road in the world and the hardest alpine climb in the world. It serves to connect China to Pakistan and is way over 15,000 feet high, which serves as a real test of nerves as you drive it. Shockingly, nearly 1,000 workers died during its construction, mainly in landslides or falling under loose footing. Another amazing stat is it took 27 years to complete. If you're planning a trip, make sure the weather is good or you'll end up flooded and being washed over the edge. The highway is of extreme importance to the Pakistani government too, as it serves as a key component in any military activity for the country, and the same for the Chinese side. 8. Eyre Highway, Australia. The Eyre Highway is the largest straight stretch of road in the whole of Australia, at nearly 100 miles long without a single turn. This is also where its danger lies. It's the long and monotonous stretch of tarmac that gets repetitive after the same site for what would be a near 10-hour drive if conditions suit, that causes accidents to happen. The loneliness, remoteness, and driver fatigue cause a high incidence of fatalities and accidents. To avoid it, some locations have started a program to give free coffee to encourage drivers to take a break or rest on long journeys. At the same time, several signals across the road ask the drivers to take a break from driving. The wildlife in the region, which includes kangaroos, emus, and camels, is known to do serious damage to cars. Nevertheless, even if you don't have to navigate around an oncoming kangaroo, the highway's loneliness and remoteness is known to cause driver fatigue, which in turn leads to a higher chance of accidents and fatalities. 7. Tianminshan Big Gate, China. Tianminshan Big Gate is a road that, in order to reach the top, is 11 kilometers of sweet, curvy driving. The highest point, the road took 8 years to finish, with work starting in 1998 and finishing in 2006. To get there, you need to take a total of 99 turns, symbolizing that heaven has 9 palaces. That's a lot of curves to tackle, with only a few feet separating you from a deadly plunge down the slope. There are also 999 stairs, called Tianan Stairs, before you reach the peak, where Heaven's Gate, a natural rock arch that was believed to be the link between the gods and the mortal world, awaits, and there's no platform for stopping. The scenery looks beautiful, but take your eyes off the road for a second, and you're on the fast way down to the bottom. The roads are scary, with many twists and turns, and certainly not for the faint-hearted. The road is difficult, and it's a nightmare in the wet or the dark. What makes it scary is its dangerous curves and turns. The scenery is extremely beautiful, but taking your eyes off the road for a second may take you to actual heaven. 6. Halsema Highway, Philippines. Halsema Highway was considered one of the most dangerous highways in the world. Every day, commuters, transporters, tourists, and residents coming up from Baguio or Mount Province drove this route more than 1,000 feet high. It was not well maintained and was the site of many accidents and overturned buses on a weekly basis. Landslides and rockfalls were common, often stranding motorists for long periods of time. Foggy conditions only complicated the Halsema Highway's already dangerous conditions. These landslides are the cause of many deaths, and can take out multiple parts of the road as it intertwines down the mountainside before reaching its extremely high peak up in the mountains. 5. The Skipper's Canyon Road, New Zealand. Skipper's Canyon Road in New Zealand's South Island is unbelievably scary as it's completely narrow and difficult to maneuver. This gravel road lasts 16.5 miles and was carved by hand by miners over 140 years ago. It's made from a very narrow cut in the middle of a sheer cliff face. It's a road so dangerous that your rental car insurance won't be honored if you drive on it. But some of the views are incredible. The road was built during the gold rush in 1890, and the Skipper's Road was considered a major engineering feat in its day. The miners who built the road didn't think much about luxury though. It's unpaved and very narrow. Should you encounter a car driving the other way, one of you will have to back up gingerly until you can find enough room to pass, which could be up to 3 kilometers. Good luck figuring out which of you that will be. The road encompasses miles of stunning views through twisty hairpin corners, high elevations, and steep grades. As this road is closed to rental cars, access is basically by 4-wheel drive vehicles. The track traverses the face of the canyon high above the powerful Shotover River. 4. The Taroko Gorge Road, Taiwan. Taroko Gorge Road sounds as rough and ready as its name suggests, being another mountain road made by carving out rocks. Despite its name, it's a very narrow and winding mountain road, and only a bus can barely pass by at a time. But the highway itself is truly an engineering masterpiece and full of blind curves, sharp turns, and narrow paths leading through cliffs and mountains. The road passes through the Taroko National Park alongside the Taroko Gorge and is an appeal to the tourist trying to snatch a rare glance at some wildlife, as well as a mode of transportation of marble found abundantly in the gorge. In addition, there are pedestrians, scooters, cars, and massive tour buses all vying for the tight space. This narrow mountain road offers spectacular views for brave drivers. The road itself is in dreadful condition and requires strong nerves to negotiate it. Taroko Gorge is an impressive 19 kilometers long canyon with a fearsome reputation. Recently, a few more tunnels have been dug to make the road safer for vehicles and to lead the most amazing sights just for the tourists. 3. Luxor, Al Harada, Egypt. This road is on the list not 100% because of its quality, which isn't exactly something you need to question considering it's just a dirt track in reality. But the use of the road can be extremely dangerous for 2 reasons. It's extremely dangerous with many head-on collisions and fatal accidents due to drivers not turning on their headlights. Drivers will often ride at night and speed at insane levels to get through it as quickly as possible, and the reason is a little more terrifying than the road itself. The reason is bandits. Along the road are groups of bandits and thieves who prey on cars as they drive along it. In the daytime, cars are visible and easy targets because of the distance between any police presence. At night, they're harder to see, but this means they're harder to see for anyone, and so head-on collisions are a very common thing. 2. Patio Polo Pertikachi, Greece. It's a real challenging road and a true test of your vehicle and your stamina because the road abounds in twists and turns with wheels sometimes hanging above the precipice. This road in the Agrafa region of Greece is renowned for its numerous perils. The road is either a steep climb or descent with minimal grip. It's extremely narrow with severe drops on either side of the sloping track, and there are no barriers to stop weary travelers from plummeting to their doom. It's narrow, filled with potholes, lacking guardrails, and is very slippery, especially when it rains. Unless you're up for a challenge, it might just be better to walk or something. If you really want to risk your life for no apparent reason, ride it at night. There are no lights to guide your way at all. 1. Passage du Gois, France. When this paved sandbar that's flooded twice a day at high tide isn't submerged, this narrow causeway, flanked by fishing boats and littered with seaweed, is a slippery stretch and especially treacherous on 2 wheels. This road has been used several times on Tour de France. This causeway is so unique that you cannot encounter it anywhere else in the world. The 4,150 meters long causeway is only accessible with the low tide, and then only 1.5 hours before the lowest tide and 1.5 hours afterwards. The Passage du Gois is an extraordinary location in France and a national monument. Thanks for watching another amazing video, folks. Subscribe for more from Elite Facts.